The sea looked ordinary that morning, calm enough to suggest nothing unusual was about to happen. A single Philippine Coast Guard ship moved forward on patrol, following a route repeated countless times before. The crew treated it as routine, because routine is what discipline depends on. Yet far beyond the horizon, something was already changing. When 3 Chinese warships appeared, the atmosphere shifted instantly. This was not coincidence. It was proximity with intention. Larger vessels, heavier steel, more visible power. The kind of presence meant to send a message without speaking it. For many, this would have been the moment to slow down or turn away. Instead, the Philippine ship stayed its course. The crew did not rush. There were no sudden movements. Years of training had taught them that the most dangerous part of these encounters is not aggression, but panic. Every action was deliberate. Radios were checked. Cameras activated, logs prepared. The mission remained unchanged. Maintain lawful presence. Do not escalate. Do not surrender ground. The warships moved closer. Their size was meant to dominate the space, to compress options and force a reaction. Yet the Coast Guard vessel responded not with threat, but with consistency. Speed was adjusted with precision. Heading remained steady. International procedures were followed line by line. In moments like this, professionalism becomes protection. The sea itself played a quiet role. These waters are complex, shaped by shallow zones, reefs, and unpredictable currents. Filipino sailors know them intimately. Many grew up near coastlines, learning respect for the sea long before wearing uniforms. That familiarity now mattered. Maneuvers were calculated, safe, and confident, denying opportunities for intimidation to become danger. Time stretched. Minutes felt heavier than hours. The 3 warships shadowed and circled, testing distance, testing nerves. But intimidation only works when fear appears. Here, it did not. The Coast Guard crew remained steady, communicating clearly, recording everything. In modern confrontations, evidence matters. Visibility matters. Knowing the world may one day watch changes behavior on all sides. This was not a warship confrontation. That distinction mattered deeply. A Coast Guard vessel represents law, not conquest. Its presence reframed the encounter. Pressure began to look unnecessary. Aggression began to look exposed. The imbalance of force was obvious, but so was the imbalance of legitimacy. Eventually, the spacing widened, movements softened. The pressure eased. The Philippine ship continued its patrol as planned. There was no celebration, no declaration of victory, just quiet completion of duty. For the crew, the mission ended the same way it began, with discipline and routine. But the story did not end there. Footage surfaced. Analysts examined the encounter. Discussions spread beyond the region. The question was no longer about who had more ships, but about who showed restraint, who followed rules, who stayed calm under pressure. A single ship had shifted the conversation. The Coast Guard vessel became a symbol, not of defiance, but of modern strength. It demonstrated that sovereignty does not always need force to be defended, that preparation can neutralize intimidation, that sometimes the most powerful response is simply refusing to disappear. This moment reflected something larger, a changing reality in contested seas where battles are rare, but pressure is constant, where credibility is built through presence, where history is shaped by quiet encounters rather than loud clashes. The future of maritime power is being written not in explosions, but in moments like this. If you stayed to the end, understand what you witnessed. This was not about one ship facing 3. It was about discipline facing pressure, law facing intimidation, preparation facing assumption. Subscribe now, because the most important stories of our time are unfolding without noise, and understanding them is how you understand the world ahead.